Yo. So he back with the files, the epstien files. I had to check this shit out. I was talking about this shit months ago. And I figured I was low key on the nose with a lot of the shit I was thinking about for real, for real. Because I was saying Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump was road dog months ago. And the more things that come out, people just starting to say that now. I mean, yeah, it was kind of obvious in the pictures. Most of the pictures that people are showing, though, is pictures that was already on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Already on the wiki, already on the Google. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's get into it.
This committee has just released never-before-seen emails from Epstein's estate that for the first time directly mention President Trump, shedding new light on the world Maxwell was operating in and the powerful figures that may be connected to Epstein. We're going to break it all down for you right now with a former federal prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. By the way, one of the reasons that we've been able to stay on top of this Maxwell story, the Jeffrey Epstein story, is because it's the socialite at the center of one of the darkest scandals in modern American history. Ghislaine Maxwell, the person convicted for helping
She's a wench, man. A real live wench.
Epstein traffic and abuse underage girls. And now she might be trying to walk her way out of a 20-year prison sentence. And the real question is, could it work? Will she be a free woman? The House Judiciary Committee claims that a whistleblower has now provided information and documents suggesting that Ghislaine Maxwell is preparing a commutation request, a formal plea for President Donald Trump to cut her sentence short. And according to...
And she doing that because they was, you feel me, they was very connected, very close affiliates, just like in this picture right here. Just by the body language, you could tell this isn't the customer and the businessman and the customer. You know what I'm saying? It's not that type of picture. This is road dogs. They are road dogs. Look at the body language, the smile, the warmness.
These same sources indicate she could be receiving extraordinary help from inside the prison itself, even from the warden. We're talking about alleged customized meals, private visits, a service puppy. Apparently, according to this whistleblower, one prison official reportedly remarked he was, quote, sick of having to be Maxwell's. You get the idea. So, what is going on here? Would the Trump administration even consider this? And after everything we know about Epstein, the victims, the cover-ups, could Ghislaine Maxwell actually have her sentence commuted? Could she be released from prison? And who is this supposed?
If Ghislaine Maxwell gets released from prison, that literally just proves all the conspiracy theorists right. What do I think is gonna happen? I don't think she's gonna get released from prison like ASAP, pronto. And believe it or not, she probably would still get released from prison even after the change of presidency, just off of the amount of things she has on these people. She has so much shit on Trump, Bill Clinton. I think Obama played a role in that shit. I think all of these motherfuckers are guilty. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates. We talking billionaires, bro. Cajillionaires, bro. She one of the most valuable people on earth right now. It's actually crazy. A wench like her.
These are the questions. These are the questions that we have. And we're going to try to dig into a lot of this on this episode of Sidebar. And we got an expert, by the way, who's going to join us in a moment to help unpack this. But first, before we even get to Ghislaine Maxwell herself, there is new information that could change everything, that could change the backdrop of all of this. Earlier this morning, the House Oversight Committee released a series of never-before-seen emails appearing to be from Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's
Hey, look at this. Look at her, bruh. Look at her, bruh. She looked like a witch. There's no way. Look at this guy. Like they look like this. Look like a. He look like an evil sorcerer or something. Like just like a demon. Like he looked like a demon. Look at his smile. He looked like a demon, and she looked like a witch. And then, bruh, who is this guy? And then this guy just look oblivious and clueless. He don't even know what the fuck going on. He just there. Look at this. He just look geeking. Look at him geeking. Like he's geeking, fiending for do some freak shit. Look at him. Yeah, this is crazy. Two freak ass. Like this. This seems more like customer and like, you know. Why ain't the word coming to me right now? But shop owner type, whatever the fuck. I don't want to say shop owner in these type of terms. It's not really good, to be totally honest with you. But business, shady character and customer. Yeah, yeah. That's what it feels like. It's just different. Like you see this there. I don't know. It's just different.
Correspondence, messages that for the first time directly reference President Trump in connection with Epstein, and more specifically, his circle after his 2008 plea deal. Now, this is straight from the committee's own press release that was sent out earlier today. In one of those emails, dated 2011, Epstein appears to tell Ghislaine Maxwell, quote, "I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." And Maxwell appears to answer, "I have been thinking about that." In another, dated 2019, Epstein appears to be writing to author Michael Wolff.
Yeah. This dude definitely compromised. That's why he over there just doing whatever BB want. BB this and BB that. BB. It's crazy.
Saying, quote, "Victim Mar-a-Lago." And then there's a whole bunch of stuff that's redacted.
What?
And it goes on to say, quote, "Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." And a third, this one appears to be from 2015, appears to show Epstein and Wolf discussing whether they could, quote, "craft an answer for Trump ahead of a CNN interview." Wolf responds, "If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the House, that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal." And
Shit, what if Trump got this guy X'd out? Because he was too compromised, right? And he knew too much about him. And like by the time Epstein got like X'd out, right? He was what's the word? Trump was president. You get what I'm saying? By the time Epstein got X'd out, Trump was president. So that means he had the powers of the FBI and the CIA and those that be. He probably could, breach into this guy's email, see what he was talking about. And yeah, push the button. Cause it's just eerie to me how he said, "I think you should let him hang himself." 12/16/2015. I mean, 12. Yeah, that's weird. When did Epstein die? Cause that is crazy. August 10th, 2019. I don't believe in coincidences. They don't exist, but let's keep going.
Of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. Now, of course, those emails don't necessarily involve Ghislaine Maxwell directly. I mean, there seems to be some response, but they set the stage for the world that she's operating in right now. The powerful figures that may be connected to Epstein that surround her story, not necessarily saying they're part of anything that she was convicted of, but this is interesting. And with that in mind, I want to refocus on Maxwell herself and what is happening behind bars. because Maxwell, this British socialite, this longtime companion, this co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein, was convicted back in 2021 on multiple federal charges, including sex trafficking minors for Epstein's purported operation. And she was sentenced to 20 years in prison. A jury found that over the course of years,
That's it.
she helped Epstein recruit and groom teenage girls, some as young as 14, for sexual abuse. Her conviction was upheld. It was upheld all the way through appeal. In fact, just last month, the Supreme Court refused to even hear her case. Now, you would think that that would be the end of her story, right? Maxwell behind bars, serving her time, except it isn't. It doesn't appear that that is what is going on, because what is now coming out from a supposed whistleblower is throwing yet another twist into this case. Now, you will remember that back in July, the Justice Department's Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, sat down with Maxwell for what turned out to be a 2-day interview. And Blanche, by the way, also happens to be Donald Trump's former personal defense attorney. In that interview, Maxwell appeared to praise Donald Trump at certain points. She said he, quote, was always very cordial and, quote, very kind to me, and that she admired his, quote, extraordinary achievement in becoming president, and most notably, she denied ever seeing Trump act inappropriately in any setting connected to Jeffrey Epstein. She also claimed that she'd never seen Epstein, or any man for that matter, do anything inappropriate with women of any age, statements that the committee says are not true.
She said Epstein didn't. Bro. I'm just saying, a picture worth 1,000 words, and she looks sinister, okay? Like, like, look at this. Look at her, bro. She's. Do you know they evil? Both of them, like, what? All these people were just all probably evil up in this motherfucking building. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest. Shit.
1 week later, after that interview, they were just about, Maxwell was quietly transferred out of a Florida low-security prison into what's been described as a, quote, plum minimum security federal prison camp in Bryan, Texas. That transfer has raised a lot of eyebrows. Why? Because under the Bureau of Prisons policy, sex offenders aren't supposed to be housed in these minimum security camps, right? Maxwell has been. And
She's not a sex offender. She's a like a bro. She's the like FBI top flight criminal. What are you talking about? She's worse than a sex offender. Like what? She's not your normal. She's worse than a creep. Like she's lethal, bro. She was getting rich off this shit. Like what are you, bro? What are you talking about? Nah, bruh. They made a whole term. That's one thing about appropriation and thing about certain people in this country. I ain't even gonna get into the words and whatnot, but we all know what I'm talking about. Like they made a word for Diddy, little dumbass. They said the diddler, the diddler. They diddy them and diddy whatever the fuck, all types of dumbass shit. But when it come to this shit, it's way worse. It's 10 times worse. They don't got no word, no saying for this shit. It just gets swept under the rug. Nobody talk about the shit. It's just hoopla from here on out. It's hoopla. We got people, but this is crazy. We talking billionaires, cajillionaires, people that are writing laws and legislations. People that wrote laws and legislations, all tied in on this shit. Not rap singers and all types of stuff. And okay, bro.
Came very, very fast. Why? Back in August, the House Judiciary Committee, led by Representative Jamie Rapp.
And no, I'm not fucking vouching for Diddy. Diddy is a demon. He deserves everything he got. He deserves more time. They didn't try him for the right shit. They tried him for a RICO case. Okay. Diddy deserves to sit for a long time. He was a bad person. Hey, that's not what I'm saying. Like,
and wrote to the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers about why and how that move was approved. You fast forward to now, those questions have exploded into something much bigger. This week, the committee says that it received whistleblower evidence and internal documents about Maxwell's treatment inside of that Texas prison, and about something even more shocking, her apparent push for a commutation of her 20-year sentence from President Donald Trump himself.
And the most fucked up thing about this shit, bro, It's like you could just be living a normal life, be down on hard times, be hungry as shit, go steal some groceries, get caught up, the feds come, I'm the police, and now they arrest you, right? And say you're like in a fucked up Commonwealth state where they don't play that shit, and now you gotta sit for like a month or two, and you're in jail to next to a hardened criminal, a tough neck, rough neck crook that break your fucking shit, right? but this witch that literally extorted literal children, bro. Literal children, acquired children to do heinous things to. Gets to go to a minimal security prison. And nobody bats an eye. We just let it happen. It just let it be what it be, right? No gets lane jokes. Don't get gets laned. The fuck out of here with this shit.
In other
Shit
words,
crazy.
could she be released
The
from
fuck out
federal
of here.
prison?
Like, really.
Now, among the materials that the committee says it has are emails purportedly written by Maxwell, including one to her attorney, with the subject line, commutation application. In that email that was reported on by Politico, she admits she's, quote, struggling to keep it all together because, quote, there are so many attachments. Now, we ourselves haven't seen those emails, though these are documents that the House Judiciary Committee says it physically has. But all of that, the prison treatment, the transfer, this new commutation application, it appears to be part of what Raskin is calling essentially a quid pro quo arrangement between Maxwell and the Trump administration. Let's talk about it. So to help me break all this down, and there is a lot to break down, I want to welcome back on special guests. We got former federal prosecutor, criminal defense attorney, Gene Rossi, who I always love seeing. Gene, thank you so much for coming on. I got to start with what dropped this morning from the House Oversight Committee. It was literally right before we started this. So this is the first time that I think Congress has ever released Epstein's own apparent correspondence that directly or seemingly directly mentions President Donald Trump. So you have one message from 2011 that has Epstein seemingly writing to Ghislaine Maxwell that, quote, the dog that hasn't barked is Trump, saying a victim spent hours at his house with him. You have another from 2019 that says flat out, quote, Trump knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. So, Gene, okay, when we're talking about is Ghislaine Maxwell getting special treatment? Is she asking for her sentence to be commuted? When you read that, what do you take away from it? Because you also have to wonder, are Epstein and Maxwell reliable narrators?
Well, what those emails that you're talking about show to me is this. When Ghislaine Maxwell met with the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, Todd Blanche, the second in command, those emails suggest to me that she lied to him and that there was information that called into question the character of Donald Trump in 20.
Does she lie? Bruh. There's no way they're being serious.
2011 or 2009, and that would trouble me greatly if those emails are as you say they are, because that goes to her credibility and it makes Todd Blanche look like a fool.
Do those emails carry any legal weight, either for the president? Could they open up investigative threads, new subpoenas? Because it is new information.
Well, because of the statute of limitations, you may have a problem there, but absolutely those emails could help investigative leads. They could help approaching her to find out what the real story is. If she meets with FBI agents or prosecutors in the future and she's confronted with those emails, she has a fork in the road. She can continue to lie, allegedly.
The heinous island. The heinous island. These people had an island. They had one house right here. Little whatever the fuck this shit is. I don't know. This a cookout spot or some shit. This is crazy. Spa, a pool. What the fuck? They had whatever the fuck this shit is. Look like another house right here. bruh, this guy had a whole island, bro. Like, this is insanity. He had a whole island. I know all of these people are compromised. Like, the thing about rich people, they get carried away. Like in the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. You ever seen that shit? Like when they all just get to going crazy in the office and shit. Imagine that, but like on an island, like an exclusive place where rich people couldn't go. No cameras, so they thought. No any of those type things. And they could literally be the heinous people that they were deep down inside. Yeah. You could only imagine the type of shit that was going on over there. Let's be honest.
Or she can tell the truth. And I think the reason she was transferred to this cushy prison in Texas is stating the obvious. She gave them what they wanted. She gave the Deputy Attorney General Blanche what he wanted, what Trump wanted, and that is he was a choir boy, he was an Eagle Scout, and he never acted more than honorably. Those emails hurt the narrative that they're trying to portray, that Mr. Trump is above the fray, and he didn't know about it, he wasn't involved, he wouldn't have approved it. Those emails, as you read them to me, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Pretty darn devastating.
Well, here's the other thing I was wondering. When Epstein allegedly
That's
writes
bullshit.
about Trump having, quote, spent hours.
And the thing about Trump's character, he's never really been the type of guy to like to be around people and to like not know things about them. Almost every single person he's brushed shoulders with or like by, he always has some remark about them or he could give a note about them in some type of like manner, right? So for him to be around these type of people, to hang around a lot of rich people that he knows too, and to not question or find out the real reason why he's around these people, it's just very low possibility. We're talking about the guy who suspected, the guy who like literally brought to the attention of the Barack Obama birth certificate, whatever the fuck shit. Like, this is that same guy.
With an apparent victim. What would investigators do to corroborate that, to maybe disprove that? Are we talking phone logs, flight manifests, witness interviews? How do we know this isn't just a statement that he made, maybe to insulate himself in a way?
Well, for the FBI investigators and also congressional investigators, you would try to find a victim that they're talking about. And the first person I would go to find that name is Ghislaine Maxwell, because the name is probably something she's remembered or she's made a log of or has some recollection. That's point number one. Point number two, you can't go to the President of the United States. You would have a motion to quash. You'd have all kinds of separation of powers issue. But you can go to the people who may know the victim, who may have received information from the victim at the time it was occurring to corroborate her testimony. But the difficulty here, Jesse, is it's so many years back. We're talking 2011. It may be difficult to get good recollection about what happened. But the victim, if you find that victim or can identify that victim and she is willing to talk, that would be very explosive for any leads.
And then there's this third email where Jeffrey Epstein and Michael Wolff are allegedly strategizing about how to, quote, craft an answer for Donald Trump ahead of a CNN interview, where Wolff even appears to say if Trump lies about visiting Epstein's homes or planes, Epstein gains, quote, valuable PR and political currency. What does that correspondence suggest to you?
These Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, beginning in the 90s, were two rising billionaires. And rising billionaires like to stay together. They like to hang together. You got videos of them at a party, yucking it up, telling jokes.
They was road dogs. Look how warm and like embracing they look next to each other. Like, bro, I haven't seen Donald Trump smile next to somebody like this in a long time. I I've never seen a picture of Epstein smiling like this ever in my life. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Like, you couldn't tell me that these two guys didn't know each other, or like that these two guys only met to like do like business talks or arrangements. There's no way on earth. There's no way on earth. Why? Look at his even collar. His collar looks as if it was ruffled up from partying or something like that. I don't know though. I don't know.
They are good friends from the 90s. And you fast forward to 2011, they didn't just stop the
You
relationship.
see here, his collars. His collars all business set attire, business set attire. You know he had way more shit on Bill Clinton than he got on Trump. Right here, it's just a different type of vibe. Way different vibe.
As Mr. Trump suggested, they continued it. And whether there's an attraction to each other's money or they think that each other can help the other get more power, they had a symbiotic relationship. They were both billionaires. That alone suggests to me that Donald Trump is more involved, suggests, has to be proven, was more involved in the affairs of Jeffrey Epstein than President Trump wants to let on. And those
Merry
emails
Christmas, piss on
support
the
that
road.
argument.
Before we get into Maxwell, because I want to focus on her, bottom line, what do you think the implications of these emails are for the DOJ? Does this push them to release the broader Epstein files? Do you expect this maybe to just stay in the political in the lane, not the investigative lane, not a prosecutorial lane? What is going to be the effect of this?
All right, I used to work on the fourth floor of Main Justice at 9th and Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C.
Like, bruh,
And I could tell
look at this guy, bruh. Look at him. He looks, he's geeking right now. And her smile is just, I could never get past her smile, bro. This wench right here. I'll forever say wench. Like, come on, bruh. Badly built, botch. It never fails. Why is she always in the background, just smiling, just lurking, smirking? Come on now.
this. These emails, now that they're out, are causing a lot of agita amongst the Attorney General and especially Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General. Those emails make his meeting with her seem very questionable. In fact, they kind of shed light on his judgment and the judgment of the Attorney General when he met with them. The second thing is DOJ going to do anything? Follow up on these leads? Of
No.
course not.
Fuck
They're
no.
too busy on retribution against.
She another wench. What? Look at her. Look at the fucking, what the fuck going on over here, bruh? All them Botoxes and shit, that shit done worn out. And then they wear the cross. All black cross with the turtleneck. Don't go to church. Don't rejoice. Don't care about no sins. Don't care about nothing. Man, this is crazy, bruh. What is going on in the world?
Comey against
And that motherfucking hair dyed too. What? Ain't no way.
James, Adam Schiff, and God knows how many other political opponents. So they're not going to do anything with this.
Hold up, bruh. Look at her
Comey
nose,
against-
bruh. Like, what the fuck? I just peeped that shit. What the fuck going on over here, bro? Skinny at the bottom, big as fuck at the top. Sheesh. I'm cooking them, bruh. Cause she a wench, bruh. They know all this weirdo shit happening, and they brush it all under the rug. And they talk about brown people, black people. Go ahead with that shit, bruh. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it gets to a point, like, I think this nigga was even talking about partying Diddy. Like, is that like soft loss for pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell? Diddy don't need to be pardoned, bro. Like, none of these people need to be pardoned. But Diddy not as bad as them. And he is an evil person. Don't let that go over your head. Shit.
James, Adam Schiff, and God knows how many other political opponents. So they're not going to do anything with this. The only way we're going to get some action is if the chambers of the Congress change hands, either the House and or the Senate. And at that point, beginning in January of 2027, you're going to see congressional hearings where these witnesses, these emails, and all the things in that file are probably going to be disclosed. And the person leading that charge will be former American University law professor Jamie Raskin. That's where I went to law school. He's a pit bull, and he's going to hold hearings, and you're going to get to the bottom of this. Because I can say this, the reason the DOJ, the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, and all those folks at Main Justice, and the reason the White House, including President Trump, are very leery of releasing the entire file is simple. Donald Trump's name's in the file, and it's probably not in a very flattering light. And these emails support that argument.
I want to go back to
I don't think it's just Trump name in the file. I think a lot of politicians' names are in the file. They are compromised. That's why I don't get the whole left and right thing. I think if you're one of the people screaming, you're a leftist, you're a leftist, you're a rightist, you're a right. I think all of that shit is slow. It's remedial, if you ask me. Because either way, the people at the top, at the left, they really don't care about you. They'll throw a bone here or they'll throw a bone there. The people at the right don't give a shit about you either. They will throw, and that's for the hillbilly guy that wants to ride around in the red truck that says he don't like brown and black people. That's for him too. They don't care about you either. Okay? They don't care about the Poindexter black dude. The left, they don't care about the struggling person of color or whatever that's trying to get their life together. They'll throw you a bone and tell you to get on your way. Okay, the people at the top will continue to get richer. The houses will continue to get higher. The groceries are still rising. They rose over with Joe Biden. They rise under Trump. And guess what? So are houses. Houses are still being bought up by BlackRock under the left or the right, so it don't even motherfuck about it. You got people grifting all on the internet trying to preach for the left, preach for the right. It's all a money scheme, bro. It's all pounds, man. All that shit's just for money, bro. Even the people on the YouTube preaching that shit is just for money. Cause when the left win, what it changed, bro? When the right win, what it changed? Because I remember I was still struggling when Obama was president. I mean, shit. We was on food stamps. I mean, shit.
Maxwell. Okay. First of all, let's talk about requests to commute a sentence. Can you walk us through what the process is for a commutation application?
What's really going to change shit in this country is going, you got to look up. That whole left and right shit, you looking here or you looking there, and all of that shit is wasting time.
And request, I guess a defendant or their legal counsel submits it, who reviews it, what role does the president play? And by the way, how is that different than a pardon?
That's a great question. Let me tell you what it was like before President Trump took office. There used to be a pardon attorney in his second term. There used to be in the Department of Justice a pardon attorney. Okay, I think her name was Liz Boyer. She got fired, basically. And the pardon attorney would accept applications, either online or through the mail, of either a pardon or a commutation. And that pardon attorney would review the application and make recommendations to not only the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, but then to the White House. And it used to go through a very formal process. You didn't need to pay people to get it. You didn't have to have the highest contacts. Today, that pardon attorney has been eliminated. Now let's talk about the difference between a pardon and a commutation. A pardon is this: I am convicted and I'm sent to jail for 20 years. Or I have been charged and I'm awaiting trial, or I'm being investigated and possibly investigated, and there could be criminal hurdles in the horizon.
Yeah, we gonna carry this shit through. Finish this shit another time. Part one. Shit, I'm still brushing off some dust. I ain't did this little shit in a couple months and shit. I got caught up sidetracked with fucking some other shit. I ain't gonna let that happen no more. But yeah,